You're now listening to Chaos Culture Radio. I'll be your host, Hakeem Bello. You can catch us on themediabums.com. For you fools who don't listen, THEMEDIABUMS.com. I came to give you life, culture, and tell you how to grow your money tree. And everything else. Holla at me. Welcome back to Chaos Culture Radio.
Oh yeah, we back again, doing it again for another episode. What episode we on?
I think we on number 12.
We on 12. 12 is a good number. You had a project back in the day called 12, right?
That's my favorite number. I gamble on that shit every day.
Yo, is that EP still online?
It's not online due to circumstances.
You see? Man, you gotta have this music out here. What's good, people? We hope y'all enjoying y'all day. Whatever time of day you're listening to this podcast, you know we're here to bring y'all the culture, the realness, the goodness. Today's episode, we're gonna keep it lighthearted and fun. You know, we want to once again say shout outs and condolences to Nipsey Hussle. And we just hope his family is healing and they getting all the love and support, you know. But so, you know, moving on, today's topic is going to be, do we separate the man from the artist? And when I say the man from the artist, I mean the man or the woman from the art, right? So you have your favorite actors, your favorite actresses, your favorite musicians. If you found out one day that they were complete a-holes, would you still support their art, their music? You know, that's the question I'm going to ask you today.
I personally would still support them due to the fact that every single person in America is flawed. Not, you know what I mean, the people who we love the most are flawed people. You know what I mean? And I want people to sit back and think about that when you start to point out fingers. The person who you might love the most could be a pedophile. Does that mean that you can't watch him on television because he a pedophile? Or a person who raps and talks about gangbanging. They done shot and killed people, but we still buy their music. So, you know what I mean? It's different when you could separate the art from the artist. You know, I personally do. I still listen to R. Kelly songs, and everybody dislikes him. I grew up off his music. There's certain songs that he helped me struggle through some days. Does that mean I'm gonna just cancel him?
I mean, I feel you. I know you're from that generation, but I think it just depends on the level, the degree of what the person has done. For me personally, I think that, you know, person like him, you know, his crime is dealing with abuse, mainly abuse and not children per se, but young girls dealing with that. And, you know, as a woman, I do feel like, I mean, I really stopped listening to him when I was like in middle school. So I never, you know, he was way before my time. But even now, it's like, you know, if he was of my time, I think definitely I can't listen to someone that abuses women, you know, or young women, even though, like you said, some of our favorite artists, but I think it's to the degree of how they're abusing, you know, and that is a part that's scary. As far as gun violence, gang banging, I don't know. That's the cool, right? That's the culture. That's what we. You
can't judge evil. Evil is evil, no matter how it is. You got to equally judge it the way it is. When you go get judged by heaven, you're a pedophile. He's gonna be judged the same way as a nigga who shoot a pistol. Point blank. Period.
No, I don't. I mean, I think it depends on. Like I said, if someone's shooting or killing to protect themselves, there's no judgment.
No, that's different. That's different.
If someone's ignorantly killing another man and robbing and stealing, yeah, you're going down for sure.
The thing, what happens is everything is right now. The reason why people are judged differently, and a lot of people don't want to talk about this, and the reason why there's such a big influence or such a big force behind canceling him. Yes, I don't agree with what he's done, but there's a number of people who's done the same thing that's still walking out here doing their thing, nothing. Do you remember the Seventh Heaven guy?
Oh yeah, I heard about it, but I never bought anything. Because the whole thing is like, am I buying their art? No. I'm not watching your shows. No, I'm not doing
okay, then you're a different person.
Yeah.
Then you're a different person, but you still have a lot of people who the TV show is still syndicated.
Really?
Yeah, I would believe it's somewhere playing somewhere in the crevices of the television world.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Scary.
There's a lot of Don King went to jail for manslaughter. Nobody stopped going to his fights.
But what was the story behind that? Do you know?
You see, I don't know the story behind that, but still, the point is he went to jail for manslaughter. You feel what I'm trying to say? Without giving him a fair. We live in a day that people don't even care about what's the story behind. Oh, you did it.
No, I care. Yeah, this ignorant generation that doesn't read books. Yeah, they don't care.
You're a different kind of person.
Because all they want is they want the society to tell them what's right and what's wrong.
You're a different kind of person. You grew up in a different era. You came up under me, meaning that era before you still had a little old and new school to it. You know what I mean? These kids these days, once something gets posted on the internet, it's facts. That's it. Oh, he's a pedophile. He done raped somebody. Let's get rid of him. Without going to court details and seeing that, okay, you could see something on television, but we're not physically there to see what's going on, then how can we do that? But the point I'm saying is this. Yeah, there have been mounts of accusation on R. Kelly, and I'm not saying like this, but I'm just saying that there's a bunch of different artists walking around here who's been accused of rape, who've been accused of sleeping with little girls. I don't want to mention this guy's name, but I have to just to use this in context, because I think this slept under the rug. Remember Paul Walker?
The guy who from Fast and Furious?
Yeah. You know, before he died, he was dating a 17-year-old. That's not that was public.
I didn't know that.
That was public information. Now, mind you, excuse me, I'm not allegedly. I just want to say allegedly because I don't want to get in trouble with nobody. You know, but this is something I read on the internet, so people don't come down my throat. We're just using this as a conversation, how allegations can be thrown around on people. But the thing about it is, he was never crucified. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's the point I'm getting. Like, people still want to watch these movies. So that's the thing where we start to have to know. Now, don't get me wrong. If somebody has done something extremely heinous, there's tape, there's video, there's audio. Let's get them up out of here. Yeah,
but your boy, there's video. That was a whole thing.
Yeah. There's video, but you see the thing about this, I guess it's all on the individual, on how people rank what matters to them more than anything. You know what I mean? For you're a woman, you might look at it as, yes, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I think it's disgusting too. But here's the thing. If we go to the backyards of Georgia, Mississippi, there's older white men, older men who culturally are with younger women.
Yeah, but I don't.
You know what I mean? The only thing, and mind you, there was somebody. You remember the Subway guy?
Oh yeah, he was a mess.
He allegedly. Let me just throw that around. He was convicted.
Oh, he was convicted, so there's no allegedly.
Yeah, he was convicted, but they swept it under the rug.
That was a different era. Well, where today people still kind of joke on.
You know what I mean? And ironically, when he comes out, he's gonna still have a life.
I mean, hopefully not. I mean, not in today's era with the youth and the cancel culture is only new. It's only like a year old. If that was happening around a year ago, 2 years ago, or when those cases was happening, trust me, those dudes would be out of here too, because people don't have no mercy. They don't have
definitely.
No
and this is why I have a problem where you have to sit and see the sides from both ends. You know what I mean? That's why I have an issue with this whole case, is because there's been conflicting stories on both ends. Same thing with Cosby and all this other thing. So I try to be neutral and try not to be a bandwagon. I try to sit back and see it from what it is. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's a bigger conversation about toxic masculinity in this society where men are allowed to do and be however they want, to express themselves sexually, to talk up, to be this, to be that. And then it's like, this is the era where women and people are starting to say, like, yo, the behavior y'all had before is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. If someone says no, no means no. You know what I'm saying? We living in the era of the Me Too movement that is finally a woman of color created it. She's
but the woman of color did not benefit from it. Only white women have.
Oh, no, she's benefiting now. Her face is coming to the forefront because now we're having more of a conversation.
I get, but I get where you're coming from, but from a whole perspective, women of color are not benefiting from it. The people who's been using this and has been weaponizing it and has been benefiting is white women. The women who really needs this, the waitresses, the cooks,
just an everyday female walking down the street needed.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying those are the women who are still unheard of. The people who's been able to capitalize this are women of higher stature. You know what I'm saying? There's a woman who probably working at Checkers right now getting hit on, and she can't say nothing because she need her job. But the point I'm trying to say is this. All this is based on interpretation and individuality opinions. You know what I mean? This is my opinion. I feel, in my perspective, that there is a big issue out there, but women of color, has not benefited from this. I still don't see where they benefit. There's no change.
I mean, but the point is the time is starting now where people are being able to speak. Women in general haven't been able to speak for how long? You know, women get paid at 50 cents to every man's dollar, probably less. And then a black woman gets even less. So as far as rights and being able to speak up, that's just happening in the past couple of years. So yeah, we haven't benefited from it because we're still behind on a lot of things. But what I'm trying to say is now it's finally changing. We're changing.
Yeah.
And this is why it's making people feel uncomfortable because they're not used to women saying like, yo, this person hurt me. This person did this to me. Because it feels, and then I know a lot of men feel like they're being attacked, but they have to understand that it's been so long when you've stifled for so long. It's just, you've been boiling and sitting in silence for your whole life. You're finally getting a chance to say, hey, this is what's happened to me. Like, this is what I've been suffering, you know, because they say, hey, when you don't, there's a quote by Zora, Neale, Hurston that says like, hey, if somebody hurts you or whatever, abuses you, and you don't speak up, they're going to say that you enjoyed it. If you don't speak up for yourself, they're going to say that you enjoyed that pain. And it's like, no, we're not going to sit in our pain anymore. We're not
I can agree with you on this, but
swallow it and
here's where I have an issue with. The way the climate is, it seems as a tax, and it sees as exposing people, which I have no problem with that. But when you are not sitting down face to face or have a tribunal where people are talking about an issue and you're just, okay, he did this, let's get him up out of here. He did this, let's get him up out of here. He did this, let's get him up out of here. And it's been working perfectly, but it's still repeatedly going on. People need to come to the table, sit down, have a tribunal about stuff, talks about what is wrong, what is right. But right now, all it seems like you're just canceling a bunch of people, getting them up out of here, which creating a hostile environment between men and women. Yes, y'all going to prevail. It's going to prevail, but then it's more people, more men who's going to say, hey, I'm not going to work with her because she might throw a case on us. And they might necessarily not trying to, they just going to be like, okay, she's already done got him out of here. He got him out of here. We're not going to work with her over here. Or, damn, I see a bunch of women that we just going to make sure you have your handler when you come in this office.
It's already like that. I mean, women already don't get a lot of opportunities.
No.
Women already have to sleep with men and compromise. So what you're saying is nothing new. Women not having opportunities or not being able to get on or whatever. Yeah. That's already happening. That's nothing new. That's why what this movement is right now of speaking up and saying, okay, I can't support this person anymore. People saying, I will not support this person anymore because it's just like, now we have to understand our power that we have as a culture so that we can begin to decide what we want to support. You know what I'm saying? And that goes across the board, whether it's designers, whether it's this, whether it's that. We need to start thinking about who we're supporting. If you're supporting a pedophile, go for it, honey. This is a free world. Live your life. But know that there's consequences to, you know what I'm saying, to the energy that you attach yourself to. Period. But that is what it is, man. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the judge or the jury, you know. But it's just something to think about. That's how I feel.
No, definitely. I'm just going to get this last point in, you know what I mean, for people who, you know what I mean, and a lot of people I just want people, this is just my opinion, you know what I mean, because you might take this the wrong way. if people don't get to a point where they can sit down and have a conversation, not as demands, but as partners in this thing we call life, where nobody's the head of one another, and stop perpetuating certain ideologies to force one or each other onto complying onto what they want to do, is never going to work. Feminism, these attacks on both ends, you know what I mean, masculinity, all this, what people might have an issue with, if we can't come and sit together as one and have a serious talks, because the thing about it is this, the world is already discombobulated. There's so much things going on. So if people can't come together as that, these things are still going to be continued. You have a couple publicity here, but that doesn't mean anything's going to stop. Yeah,
I mean, people are going to be who they are, but the real responsibility is on those who know better. So when you know better, do better, and hopefully put people onto stuff and educate people and educate yourself, so people can make better decisions. You know, you can decide what side you on. And if you don't know what side you're on, you're going to be on every side, which means that you have no side, which means that you ain't standing on nothing. So that it comes down to just understanding and knowing what position you're playing at this time, you know. And hopefully this is the beginning of a continued shift in effort for everybody to evolve and support each other. And like you said, have a conversation. But we know in today's climate, people are not having enough conversations.
No, because all it is attacks.
People are not.
All it is, we're going to get them up out of here. How you think that's all it is right now?
And sometimes that's what it takes, because
when
don't
get me wrong,
doing their BS for years and years and decades.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just it's enough is enough.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't disagree with that, but that still doesn't change the narrative. That only angers certain people on both ends, and people are going to take sides. Like, hey, okay, get it. Let's get her up. Let me tell you something. And it's sad to say this, when instead of sitting down having conversations, when we get somebody up out of here, you also got to think of how other people are going to think on the outside spectrum of stuff. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, me being a man, the first thing I'm going to think of is like, yeah, that's messed up. He did that, but he got that dude fired. He can't feed his kids. Matter of fact, we know it's on him, but you want to know something? I'm going to just stay my distance away from her, knowing I ain't going to do nothing.
Right.
I ain't going to do nothing to her, but I'm scared already. And I've heard this repeatedly from many different men who says that even Stars has said that they are so scared of a lawsuit or of or not being able to take care of their kids that they do not work with female artists.
I mean, but they haven't been anyway.
No. Some have, but we talking about people like Chris Rock and a lot of people who has come out and say these things.
Yeah, because now they got to change their ways.
No, but these
people
are guys
change their ways.
I get where you come from.
Themselves. That's why people
these are guys who never been involved in any allegations. I'm talking about the ones who are not involved in anything, who are just purely scared of the climate.
Yeah, because they know those they homeboys. They gotta look themselves in the mirror, because they've been around, been complicit to stuff. They probably haven't been involved in it directly and done it, but they probably was around it. They feel guilty. People do certain things because they have to look in the mirror and face themselves too. When you start to feel a certain way, it's because what do they call it? A hit dog hollers. So if nobody's talking about you, but you're feeling some way, you're triggered, which means that now you have to face yourself. What's causing you to feel? Oh my God, I'm just going to shut down instead of me trying to check my homeboy, or checking that next man and be like, I'm gonna be a better man and stand up for women too, because we can't stand up for ourselves. Men supposed to support whatever change.
Oh yeah, and you have many people who
we can't tell a man like, yo, that's wrong, because he's gonna be like, oh, she's against me.
Who fighting in the front line, but I'm talking about the ones who's never been involved in nothing, who probably don't hang with them type of people. All they doing is watching the news and be like, you want to know something? She's already been involved in this type of stuff. We're not gonna work with her.
And it happens on both ends. There's women.
Because let me tell you something. We having these conversations, but we haven't had the conversation of how many false accusations.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's
false
women on
accusations
the other end,
of football players, actors, and all these people who are going to jail, and these guys and these women walk away with impunity.
Yeah.
And these guys lose their. Once you get caught up in accusation, you can't get no more money. That's it for you. Your name is stained. Your kid's name is stained. And I understand that you're trying to get him up out of here. We need to do it another way where, you know what I mean, there's so many people who are involved in this. And I know people say, oh, you got to think about this before this. That's why I say we need to come together as far as a conversation. You know what I mean? Why do you think in Wall Street there's many CEOs and there's many CEOs that goes along this too, but we never hear about them because they get paid out settlement. They have gag orders, and a lot of these CEOs on Wall Street go about their regular business. They might get moved on to another company, but it's not publicized. Everything. I understand people want to get this situation straight, but when you get rid of this person, it's over for him and his family. And I know that doesn't equate to the pain the person has felt. That's why I say there needs to be a collective conversation.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. But times are changing. You know what I'm saying? Things are changing. People have to evolve. People have to grow up. People have to be accountable. And I think that's what that's about, is about people being accountable for themselves and who they allow. It's the same thing where when you talk about mental health or you talk about your physical health, you have to decide what you're going to eat, what you're going to consume. That's up to you. Do you, boo. But make sure you know that you're conscious about what you're consuming and what artists you're supporting. You know, and if you're down with what they down with, you down with it. And if you ain't, you ain't. You know what I'm saying? But that was, you know, the initial question is, do you still support artists that you probably might not support their behind the scenes stuff? Nobody's perfect, like you said, but it is what it is.
Most definitely. But you know, we're gonna check out with y'all.
I thought this was gonna be the lighthearted episode, but I guess it's got a little bit more. But
you know, difference of opinions, and everybody's entitled to. You know what I'm saying? Male versus female.
Nah, it's not even a versus thing, because honestly, you can't have one without the other.
No, you can't. And that's why I kept saying throughout this conversation, we need to come together and talk. That's the only way it's going to work, communication.
Yeah, but men got to talk amongst men too.
They have done that.
That's what really has to go down.
Man, I just appreciate y'all just listening. Stay tuned for the next episode.